I want to preface this with the disclaimer that this video is not therapy, nor is it a substitute for therapy. Anyone writing me or watching my channel should seek out their own therapist if they are experiencing emotional, behavioral, or psychiatric struggles. Now for the letter. Details have been modified to protect their identity. We'll call the author Mark. Mark writes, "Hi Melinda, I am going to try to write this without going on forever, and I understand it may be hard to believe some of what I say, as I'm going to try to summarize it. Back to sober from alcohol, day 2 or 3 right now. During my drinking, I spent time streaming with old friends who include a seriously damaging sociopath, who I blocked but of course used blame and shame tactics as a response. Another kid sent me an email, which I didn't read but barely skimmed, and I caught wind of him saying I have no self-awareness, blah blah. I have been abused by a sociopath and someone who likely has NPD for the past 8 years on the internet. Now I'm going to summarize several paragraphs of Mark's letter to say that he is feeling worn down and isolated. He wonders if he should cut off contact with toxic internet friends or if it will cause him to feel even worse. He goes on to say, I am forcing myself to go to inpatient treatment for alcohol help, to get out of my mom's house, and to get away from that codependency and its negative effects on my attitude. I know about exercise, meditation, etc. But is there any specific advice you can give on how to not feel like I need to write these people back, or even worse, return back to them after I'm far along in sobriety and just to prove to these idiots how wrong they were? They're the ones living a lie by being attracted to the sick version of me, but they'll never effing get it. How do I make sure I don't ever speak to them again? Emotionally, how do I deal with it during the pain in the ass transition period that will come? 1, I need to get rid of damaging people from the internet permanently by never going back. 2, I need to bite the bullet and go to treatment. 3, I need to reduce paranoias and fears of them knowing my home address, etc. 4, I need to go full David Goggins. 5, I need to grapple with the fact that I am too emotionally worn out to explain everything to a new therapist at treatment. Thanks for reading this. I'm here to win at life, authentically, and dissolve the bullshit I've been consumed by and have consumed myself with. I chose not to edit this much, or fakely reduce the anger or anything, because what's the point in that? Okay. First and foremost, Mark, congratulations on your sobriety. Keep it up. Also, thank you for sharing your story with me. I agree that going to treatment may be a good way to get away from all of the people who are adding to your distress. The time away to only work on yourself will likely bring a lot of healing and strength. I like David Goggin too, and agree he is inspirational. There is some merit to the get out there and get after it mentality. The problem I see with that is it is not easy for most people to go so hardcore with anything, and a bad day on the Goggins plan may bring more shame and feelings of defeat. I prefer more of a slow and steady approach. As for your current friend situation, it seems that you may have a habit of seeking out unhealthy relationships. This is often a result of negative experiences in childhood or early adulthood, where we have on some level learned that unfulfilling or abusive relationships are normal, desired, and/or what we deserve. Even when we come to the intellectual understanding that we want better, the emotional hardwiring has been set to dysfunction. That, along with the coping skills we develop to survive, will keep us repeating the same relationship mistakes. We get used to the status quo, the walking on eggshells, the not being understood, the having to try so hard to be good enough. It's exhausting. Trust me, I'm not judging one little bit. I've been there, done that, and got the tattoo as a souvenir. The good news is this can be healed, but it is difficult. Since you are already doing the difficult thing of going into inpatient treatment, I think you are up for the challenge, so I will give you some ideas on what you might do if you are so inclined. First and foremost, we need to increase our window of tolerance. Oftentimes, we run from our feelings because they are too painful to face. Instead of feeling our feels, we numb out with alcohol or other drugs. We distract ourselves with intense relationships, or we engage in some other unhealthy distraction like gambling, promiscuous encounters, video games, etc. All of those things are ways to help us temporarily avoid our feelings, but will never actually heal us. Instead of healing us, these distractions cause us to feel shame and defeat, and to be more and more unwilling to face the difficult feelings. This not only means we will avoid our original traumas, we also try to avoid any type of discomfort. So we seek comfort, convenience, and ease. After a while, this can look like narcissism. Let me say that again. To avoid the discomfort of our own feelings, we seek comfort, convenience, and ease. After a while, this starts to look like narcissism. In order to step out of the ineffective coping behaviors and get to the painful but wonderful healing process, we have to increase our window of tolerance. First, we need to create a calm down plan. This could be a list of things: pet the dog, go for a jog, pray, listen to a playlist, etc. Second, we need to practice coping skills. This may be utilizing grounding, positive self-talk, reframing, tapping, or body movement. This will be different and unique to everyone. Create a list of things that make you feel happy, peaceful, or motivated. Keep this list handy and use it often. Third, practice implosive grieving. This technique allows us to deeply grieve our loss while also setting boundaries on our tendency to get hyper-focused on the injustice of the situation. Implosive grieving is done by setting a timer for no more than 30 minutes, then dive deep into the pain and/or memories. Cry, writhe in pain, punch a punching bag, or journal during this time. When the timer goes off, take a deep breath, wash your face, then go do something else. This is a good time to look at your calm down list. And fourth, remind yourself that what others think of you is none of your business. If you turn all of that time and energy you spend on the toxic friend group toward your goals, before long, you will be so far removed from this situation that you won't even recognize it. Healing is a journey that begins with the first step. Take one intentional step after the next. Keep your eye on the goal. Anytime you are tempted to look back at what you are leaving behind, remember that you are choosing a different life. Thank you again for your email, Mark. I wish you all the success. Thank you everyone for tuning in to Heal, Play, Love University. If you have found this video useful, please like and share so that others will have the chance to learn from it as well. Until next time, keep being awesome.